Good. Yeah. All right. What's going on, y'all? It's your good buddy DH. This is really weird. I'm trying to figure out where to look at here. How y'all doing? It's another episode of Circle Talk, where we deal with good people doing great things in the community all over the world. And today, I'm here with an old friend.
Old friend, baby.
A guy I've known a long, long while that has showed me a lot about music, about humanity, respect, and family. Yeah. And I appreciate this guy for everything he's done in my life. And so we're going to get into that. I'm not going to shed no tears just yet.
No.
But we here with Mr. Donnie Dark. Welcome. AKA Donnie Anderson, AKA Donnie Okie, the man, the myth, the legend. Long hair don't care.
That's right.
We're going to get into our conversation with him and, just a little bit about the old, the new, and what's next on his agenda of life and everything after that. So before we do, I want to give a huge shout out to all my sponsors out there. iShotYou.com. Thank you so much for being a part of this podcast and everything that I do. If you guys are looking for somebody to get your pictures done and get them done right, hit up iShotYou.com. Mr. Marvin Patterson, one of the best in the area. Thank you so much for being a part of this, event. Next, we're going to go to the man, the myth, the legend, the one that is putting on this very segment. Antoine Hayden is in the building. I am Hayden Creative Space. We are live here at the spot where they do videography, they do music, they take pictures, they do music. What else do you do?
Juggle.
He juggles it all, y'all.
He juggles.
He even has church here on Sunday. So make sure you guys come out on Sunday and celebrate life, love, and the man upstairs. Hey, Antoine Hayden, come and see I Am Hayden Creative Space for all of your music and videography needs. Next, we're going to venture over to DMAC Foundation with Steve and Brooke. Thank you guys so much for being a part of Circle Talk and our Teen of the Month this year. It has been an amazing extravaganza of individuals, youth that are doing great things in our community. If you guys don't know much about the DMAC Foundation, make sure you guys go to dmacfoundation.org and figure out where they're at, what they're doing. I know they got a couple events that they're going on. They're doing they're raising money for families, and they're doing funding for that. I know they're going to be doing some Thanksgiving feeds coming up real soon. Make sure you guys hit up DMAC Foundation. They are busy. Shout out to them for all the amazing work they're doing in our community. So I think that is everybody.
No,
Who did I forget?
our veterans.
Oh, today is Veterans Day. So we want to make sure that we give a huge shout out to all our veterans out there for everything that you guys are doing and have done for us so that we could be here today. So thank you to all our vets. We appreciate you, and thank you for your service. Anything else?
No, sir. Go ahead.
You want to go ahead and make this do what it do?
I just wanted to make sure we got that.
Absolutely. Well, what I want to do is I want to take us back a little bit, just for everybody that is wondering, why is this guy on Circle Talk?
That's what I was wondering.
Why is this man on Circle Talk? Well, let me give you guys a little. I'm gonna condense it down because we could be here all day talking about our storyline and all the things that we have done. But it was probably 24 years ago.
Thanks.
24 years ago, I was singing at a place called Mugs and Jugs on a Sunday night, and a couple of your buddies, Cindy and Lisa, was up in there singing. And they had heard me sing, and they had mentioned this spot called The Harvester. And obviously, y'all know I'm from the Hilltop, Tacoma in the building. I didn't know much about Puyallup. I didn't know anything about Puyallup. Really, I was just working out there, and they told me about this spot. They say, you have to go there. Some of the best singers in Washington right in this place. I was like, really?
What?
Serious? Are you serious? All right, well, cool. I'll check it out. And so couple weeks passed because, I didn't believe him at first, but I seen him again. And so they said, you got to come out. And so I was like, okay, let's go check it out. So I go up into the spot. And when I say that every person that got up on stage was intimidating because of their vocal ability and, just how amazing of singers you had. I was blown away.
And the sound, probably.
The sound system is always top notch. Nobody can compete with how Donnie mixes, because he has the perfect ear for that kind of thing. Obviously, as a musician, not even before doing karaoke, that is just something that he specialized in. And so I got up in there, and I ain't gonna lie to you guys, I didn't sing the first time I went in there. I didn't.
You did?
No, I didn't sing. Because there was this side, guys. I'm telling you, there's a right side and then there's a left side. The right side was for all the amazing singers. The left side was for all the watchers and the people that were just there to drink. You know what I'm saying? And so I was on the left side. I was on the left side pretty much for a couple years.
Over there with the pull tabs.
I was over there with the pool tabs and playing the little touchscreen games. But eventually I got to a point, where I got up there and sang, and, I think the first song I sang was probably Every Time I Close My Eyes by Babyface. Yeah. And Donnie came up to me afterwards, and the rest is history. We've been been friends ever since then. Not just during karaoke, but when I was releasing my album and doing my music, Donnie supported me. He allowed me to go there and perform. When you went out to the firehouse, he let me come out there with my team, and we performed out there. And he's always supported me in pretty much everything that I did.
Loaned you money for your trip to LA?
Lended me money to go to LA to perform at the Mint LA for a competition that we was in. He's just always been a stand-up guy and like a father to me, really. I mean, when it really comes down to it, because I didn't have that. And so, yeah, that's a mouthful. It really isn't my show, but I'm talking about everything. So Donnie, let's talk about just that time back then when where it kind of was going down and all the people that were going in and out of there, and just what you kind of built in the Harvester.
Originally, I went in there. I was working for another company, Melody Music, and they got me booked there for Friday nights. Mm-hmm. And Saturday night, they had comedy. Mm. And so I went in there, and then after about 2 or 3 weeks, they said, well, karaoke is making us a lot more money on Friday nights than the comedy is. So would you consider working Saturdays? And I go, sure. And so then, I don't know, a few months later, they decided to add Wednesdays and Thursdays to it. Mm. And at that time, the place was it was an old Sea Galley. And then they shortened it to The Galley. Mm. And then a few years later, they decided to do a kind of an update and change the name to 74. What did they change the name to? The Main Street Bar and Grill.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the owners, through those changes, sold the place to a man in Tacoma that owned all the Harvesters and the Noodle Dog or whatever it is, and
Poodle Dog.
Noodle Dog.
Yes.
And he owned a lot of different places, and he bought it, or he was supposed to buy it. And then 3 months went by and it never happened. And finally one day they said, okay, it's going to happen. Well, what that 3-month period was the original owners, Anna Joe and their family, mm-hmm. were going to keep me and build a new place in Graham,
okay.
and have me run a show there. And it came down to, which I didn't know, that Tim said either he comes with the deal or I don't do the deal, mm-hmm. which I missed a big opportunity to get a whole bunch more money.
Yeah.
If I'd have known that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he took over and he owned it another 5-6 years and sold it to the Forbidden City people who mm-hmm. had lost their place due to the city buying up that block.
Right.
And so they were given a pretty good settlement on that, and they ended up buying it from Tim from the Harvester, mm-hmm. and changed the name to Forbidden City. Well, the time that elapsed with 3 different ownership groups and 15 years.
Wow.
I was there. And
mm-hmm.
And so when you said, or mentioned earlier that a community was born and nurtured there, and it's really true. I started instituting a Christmas party every year.
Yes.
And it ended mm-hmm. up being a real big deal.
Huge deal.
And it was by request only. I handmade the Christmas cards in the computer, and 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 as I told everybody that was coming, I said, I want the girls dressed in something plunging here and slid up to there, and
Yep.
and I want you guys, if you gotta wear jeans, put a crease in them for me.
Yeah. At least crease them up. Come on now.
But we had, and the girls would come in and do up the tables with tablecloths and centerpieces and a big cake with the logo on it. And I would buy trophies and give out trophies for the singer of the year, who also would get a medallion, like a Olympic medallion.
Yeah.
And it would have, like in your case, 2003 singer of the year, Willie Hayes.
Yeah.
He used to be Willie.
And alias back then.
Yeah, it was. We all got to have our stage names. Right?
Yeah, stage name.
And but anyway, they had the most improved singer of the year, had the
Newcomer.
newcomer,
The newcomers.
the most versatile. I can't remember what I called that trophy, but it was like the embodiment of me,
just
just able to sing everything from Frank Sinatra to Led Zeppelin. And,
right.
And the person that embodied that amount of versatility and stuff would win that award.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd have a banquet, provide turkey and roast beef and potatoes, all the fixings, and that was all taken care of too. And I spent a lot of money on those.
It was crazy,
but it was worth it. It was like, it was like such a event. It was
huge.
You didn't want to miss it,
Absolutely. Because I remember the events, because in the very beginning, like I said, I wasn't really singing. I was just trying to fit in where I could fit in, because obviously, me, I'm coming from Tacoma. I don't have a lot of friends in Puyallup. Obviously, I met them because they heard me sing. Me and Cindy became friends, but I still didn't know anybody. There was at least 100 people there, pretty much every night, and I was like, I wasn't really a majority in the spot, but
you found your spot.
Absolutely. But
everybody, see, the one thing about that whole thing was that it was about a bunch of very talented people.
Yes.
Just trying to the best of their ability to get it right. And I would, I kept throwing new stuff at them to stretch them and stuff they didn't maybe think they could do, but they ended up finding out they could.
Right.
And therefore, stretching their boundaries and teaching them that there was nothing was out of bounds if they believed.
Mm-hmm.
If they believed
Absolutely.
they could, and
Absolutely.
that's what I wanted to give to people, was that little extra that they didn't know they had.
Yeah.
And nothing gave me more pleasure than that, to see them grow like that.
Yeah.
And also the use of harmony. We had so many people. Anita, who was like you, she was so shy in the beginning. She used to hide behind the TV on the stage.
Yeah.
But Anita could sing harmony, third, fifth, seventh, whatever, just from the perfect.
Yeah.
From I mean, it was incredible. Like, I could I could have a competent singer with me, and then I'd say, Nita, and she'd come up and add the third part to it, you know?
Yeah.
And it to me, harmony is everything that I can't do myself. You know,
Right.
It's an extension of myself, and yet without the people that were capable of pulling it off, it was magic. It was just magical.
Yeah. And obviously we've sang in so many different places in our years. And for me, like the Harvester will always be, Firehouse will always be, even Wayne's. I don't really venture there as often as I used to because of, just work and life.
Yeah.
But, anywhere that you was at, it was always a party.
You walk through the door, we meet eyes, and I got a big grin on my face, right?
It's always a party, and I've been to a lot of places, and I promise you, like I've been respected by a lot, but when it comes to like people that I am like, I'll fight for, I go to war for. I mean, you the guy, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of great people out there. I'm not saying that y'all ain't great if y'all watching. You guys are great, but Donnie has he's created something that, I don't know if it'll ever happen again around our time, unless you do it, because I ain't gonna do it.
It's funny you say that, because I moved on from Forbidden City at a point, and went out to the Firehouse in Orton. Mm-hmm. Ain't no tea in Orton if you're from there. And I thought about continuing the Christmas party and stuff, but there was the community wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was never gonna be there.
Right.
And there was no going back to that. It just leave it where it is as an unbelievable memory and moment in time that can't be recreated.
Absolutely.
And sad as it is, mm-hmm. but it's going back to you and me when I mean there were so many times when you'd come up and you'd say, you didn't say what you were singing, you'd say, what are we doing? And I said, oh, you're leaving it up to me? Well, then we got to crank out some Luther,
Yeah.
And we'd put on Here and Now, and I would sing the first verse and then harmony from then on. And I invented a bunch of little harmony parts, and we perfected them, and little runs and stuff in harmony. And when we get done, kind of unbeknownst to us, because we were busy working, mm-hmm. and then we'd get done and the crowd would just erupt. And it's like,
but the crazy thing about that, yes, we always did our thing. We always made sure that we was on the same.
Yeah, that's all that mattered.
Who was going high, who was going low. We always did that.
It didn't matter what anybody else thought. Mm-hmm. It was whether we were living up to our own standards.
Right.
And when we did, which was most of the time, mm-hmm. The reaction of the people, and you and me look at each other and go, was it that good?
Right.
I guess so.
Yeah.
We didn't know.
But the thing was, though, Donnie, like when you say that, I think about you and Arondo. Think about you and Very, Very Carrie.
Yeah.
Think about you and Rick.
Yeah.
I mean, you just had that with a lot of people. Where even when I was sitting in the audience watching, I was wowed by pretty much everyone that came up, because y'all would do y'all thing, and I'll be like, yo, this is why I come here.
Lucky me.
This is why I come here, because
lucky me.
You just created something amazing with not just me, but with everybody that, like Ross said, he said, we follow Donnie everywhere he go. It was just that infectious. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even till today to now, Stevie Miller.
Shout out to Steve.
We do a song by Zach Brown band called Colder Weather, and man, I just think it's one of the great compositions of all time, and when we do it, there is, I mean, I get emotional.
Yeah.
I start crying some of the time. It's not anything but looking in the audience and looking at their reactions.
Right.
And it's the same thing when my daughter Jade shows up. She starts singing, and I'm looking at the people, and I mean, there's people crying, there's people
Absolutely
out of their minds, there's people screaming. Any amount of emotion is just flooding through the room.
Absolutely.
And it makes God, I get so proud, you know?
Absolutely. Hey, I want to read something real quick, guys. We're going to take a quick, I'm going to read this. Somebody sent this to me, and I wanted to just read it to you real quick before I forget. It's from your guy, Rick.
Ricky?
Yeah. He said, known Donnie 30 years. We have become pretty good friends. He's taught me how to hone my vocal skills, if that's what you want to call them.
I do.
And find my voice. But also took me on a golf game as well. Gave me the best advice as a beginner. You're not good enough to be mad. Since then, I've relaxed and enjoyed the game so much more. Spending time and listening to one of many stories he has locked away has enriched my life. He will always have a place in my heart as one of my best friends. Thank you, Donnie, for all you do for us. We love you, buddy.
Right back at you, Ricky.
Yeah, shout out to Rick. He's in the building.
Speaking of which, up until today, Ricky introduced me to a song McGraw called She's Like the Rain.
Oh, that's a beautiful song.
It's incredible.
Beautiful song.
And of course, I had to add a bunch of harmony to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's the same kind of thing that happens when me and Stevie do Colder Weather. It's just, I've had people come up to me after the song and in tears going, that was the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I go, you got to get out more.
Yeah.
While I'm fighting back the tears my own self, right? It just, these are the moments that I've always lived for.
Right. Right.
Because to touch somebody so deeply, that's a big deal.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's an incredibly big deal.
So obviously I've talked to a few people. You know, I have a real good friend that, you know, we have ventured down to your spot a lot at Wayne's. She actually wanted to leave a message for you too. Antoine, can you help me out? Just hit the video. Is he there? Hey, Nate.
Antoine.
Yeah. Are you back there?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine. Hit the video over there. No, all the way over.
Right?
Says video down there.
Touching.
Up. See the video down there? Hit that.
This one?
Yep. And hit the video with the girl. Press play.
Hi guys, I'm just here to celebrate Donnie on his Circle Talk debut. David asked me to share a little bit about what you mean and how you've influenced. And I don't know if you remember the very first time we ever met. I was over at the pool tables at Wayne's singing along to literally every song. And you came over and told me I need to get my butt up and karaoke. And that night I did not. But I did return with David multiple times, but I do remember the very first song, the very first time I sang with you. It was Babe, which everybody watching this probably has heard me sing at this point. But anyways, I don't know if you know how big of an influence you've had on me and so many others. I had totally lost confidence. I'm not the best, but I'm not the worst. But I had stopped singing completely. And you gave me the courage to go ahead and do that in front of people regularly. It's not good, bad, or ugly. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I thank you for that. It was a turning point in my life, and also just reclaiming myself. And you probably didn't know you were part of that journey, but you sure were. So yeah, so thank you for that. And also thank you for showing me that picture of you in your white rock and roll suit. I will never forget that. But you are so loved, Donnie, and I hope you know that. And I guess I'll come down and see you this week. All right, love you. I guess I'll come down and see you this week.
We're a little bit behind on the video over here. We're a little bit behind. All right, so that's my homie Lisa's. Thank you so much for sending that over to me.
Thanks for the sweet words.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, we could go on and on and on. There's so many people that have, just wanted to, be a part of this. That truly have said the same thing over and over again. Donnie is amazing. We're very appreciative to have him in our lives, and not just for karaoke. Obviously, karaoke was what brought us all together. But you as an individual, you're one of a kind. I have something for you too, because this wouldn't be my party if I didn't have something for the man, the myth, the legend. Will you, David? It should be a white plaque over there. It should be like probably behind there. Yeah. I always come up with these concepts of gifts for
I have one
good people. I've already given him one of these before, but this one is special because last year I started this thing called the Circle Talk Awards, and I gave out awards to people that were, doing amazing things in the community, whether they were starters or been doing it for a long time. And I'm going to do it again this year, but I wanted to start off by giving you the first one for this year. It's a Lifetime Achievement Award for everything that you continue to do as a man, as a host, as a musician, as a person. I'm very appreciative for you, and I thank you for being my friend.
I'm
Real
humbled.
talk. So just so you guys know, Lifetime Achievement Award for Mr. Donnie Anderson. Yeah.
And the crowd went nuts. Thank you, David.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. But
just go right next to the other one that's on my wall that I see every day.
So enough about karaoke. What I'm going to do is let's talk about your family.
Okay.
You brought up Jay a little bit, and shout out to her. She's such an amazing person. She can sing her tail off. Like the first time I met her, she was a young whippersnapper.
Yes. Probably 7 years old.
She was young.
Singing Whitney Houston's Greatest Love of All.
Yeah.
And hammering it.
Killing it. You told me all about it. Like, remember, you told me about one day. Oh, wait a minute. We got somebody. Will you hit that screen right there? It looks like somebody is show on screen over there. There's somebody below us.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Let's bring that.
Hey.
Yo, what up?
Well, hey, y'all. Hi, Pop.
Let me hear you. Let me make sure that we got you on because we got to hear what you got to say because it's a surprise. She's here.
We got New York.
We got New York in the building. Let's
Yes.
go.
Yay!
I bet she's singing way better than me, though.
Oh my God, get out of here.
Hold on, we're gonna work this out real quick. We can't hear you,
Okay,
but we know you're here. Thank you for coming.
of course.
Uh,
Can you hear
It's
me?
working it out right now. No, it's not you. It might be us. It might be us over here. Let me see.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Papa.
So I can't hear you, but thank you so much for coming. I know we had talked a few minutes ago. I had honestly, I had sent her some messages.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I did send her some messages because I couldn't do this without. Say something, Jay.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, there you
There you
are.
are.
There you are.
Yay! Oh, good. I'm so glad.
Turn up. Yeah.
Hey!
I still remember the first time, like we were saying, you had introduced me to your daughter and showed me this video of her singing as a little whippersnapper. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually you brought her to the spot for the first time and she sang a song.
Doug, I didn't bring her to the bar. She was.
I didn't say the bar.
She
Did
was
I say
in
the bar?
Yeah, but that's what people will think, that Father of the Year brings his kid 7-year-old daughter to the bar.
She was grown. She was grown at that point.
Oh,
She was
okay.
able to be in that spot. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Just so y'all know,
Okay.
we ain't talking about the bar. We're just talking about, grown folk place. Yeah. She came in and, Pops said, this is my daughter. I just wanted to come in and just bless us with a song, nothing major. And this young lady got up on stage. Do you remember the song she sang?
That night,
There's no way he remembers. I don't even remember.
was it Put Your Records On or
No.
no?
Mm-mm.
Uh,
It don't matter. I don't remember either, guys.
Okay.
I was just, but either way it went, it don't matter. Anytime I heard her sing, it was knockout, killing it, amazing talent.
That's what she
Like
did.
she is just a phenomenal vocalist, and
Yes, she is.
to watch you two together is just a beautiful thing, right? So, I mean, she's here. I mean, obviously, I should let her talk because I do a lot of talking. So, Jay, why don't you go ahead and say something?
Oh my God, no. I've been over here in New York watching the whole live video, and I can't express to you how deeply it moves me to hear from you and from other members of this community that he has built, about his legacy and about the ways that he has affected people. He has said to me my whole life that he was put on this earth to be a teacher, and that, I've known that to be true in my own life. He has taught me so many things that even when he taught them to me, I couldn't understand. And as I've lived through my adulthood and things have unfolded, it's like all of a sudden I'll flash back to being in the car with my dad and go, oh yeah, he said this to me a long time ago. I just couldn't understand it then, but he's always been a teacher. And to see him infuse his love of music and his love of people and connect those things in a way that has bridged this amazing community. I mean, people come to see me sing when I'm in town who have known my dad for longer than I've been alive. Yeah. And the way that you, Dad, infuse your love of people and of music and have done that throughout your life and created a career that has affected people the way that you have is there's no one like you. I was just sitting on the couch with Kate, my girlfriend, who my dad loves maybe more than me. And we were just sitting on the couch and she was like, God, there's no one like him. And I'm like, no, he is singular. You are truly, there's truly no one like you. And I'm going to get emotional, but you know this, Dad. This is not a secret to you. For those of you who don't know, we are truly best friends. We talk once a week, if not more. And every time we get on the phone, we don't know how to stop talking. I share that same ability to connect with people as my dad does. We're both talkers. But it'll come as no surprise to you for me to tell you the impact that you have had on me, and stemming from truly the time that you first heard my voice and gave me
1 year old.
That's what he says.
People think that's insane, but it's absolutely true that I started you singing at 1 year old.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. But that belief that you have had in me has carried me through my life and made me believe that truly anything I ever wanted to do was possible.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And to hear from the horse's mouth from other people in your community, every time I come home, every time I get to sing with you or sing with one of them, or even just sit in the bar and chat with everybody, it's like that. Your legacy is so apparent, and it has followed you from before I was here, and it will follow you until I think long after we're both gone. Your impact the waves of impact that you have made on my life and on the people who have been lucky enough to come into your life. You are so special, and I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to have a dad who is kind and compassionate and wise and willing to share all of that with the people around him. I don't know anybody like you who has built a community just out of a love of music and people in the way that you have. There's nobody like you.
Absolutely.
I'm the luckiest.
I am.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Did you want to say something?
I want to say hi, Katie, baby.
I told you he likes her more than me. I told you.
You know what? I appreciate you so much for coming through. I know that this was like a last minute dive into trying to make this work, but I was like, yo, we got to do this. We got to. How can we make this happen?
I'm so glad. I'm glad I caught the messages in time. I'm glad we were able to do this. It truly means a lot to me. And David, thanks for loving my dad the way you have too. I know that in the same way that you feel that he's impacted you and the rest of his singers and the rest of his community are just as impactful to him. You guys have been his family while I've been away. So much of that community has taken care of him while I've been off living my dreams in both LA and New York. And I'm grateful to all of you for the community that you guys have built together. It's a two-way street. So thank you for loving my pops too.
Thank you.
Look out, Apollo. She's coming to you.
Yeah.
From your mouth to God's ears, Dad.
That's all they need to do is hear you, honey.
Keep doing
all right,
it.
I love you, Papa.
I've been peeping you and watching you. Good luck to you, and let us know where you at next so we can.
I will. All right. Bye, Dad. I love you.
Bye, honey.
Yeah.
My blessing.
Yeah.
Man. Lucky man.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And then I've got my oldest daughter, Chantel, who shares the name with your daughter.
Yep.
Has given me 4 grandkids, and both my kids, my ladies, are just amazing individuals that have so much to offer, and I mean, just truly a blessing. As I said to you, you used to be a girl dad. Now you got
a boy over there,
a great son. But girl dads are the best,
Absolutely.
I think they teach us things that we may never have known by having daughters.
Yeah. Facts.
To learn
Truly
from them is just truly a blessing, isn't it?
Absolutely. So Donnie, there's a lot of things that I can say moving forward. I've tried to, paint this picture um, of for the people that may not know you, how amazing you are. Um, but what I want to do is ask for those that may not know anything about Donnie.
Yeah.
What is something you can say, like for example, like your grandkids? What is something that you want your grandkids to remember about you?
Well, I wrote, and you and me have talked about this, but if you're lucky enough, sometimes the universe, God, it, however you want to phrase it,
Yeah.
comes through the fabric of the universe to give you thoughts or ideas or songs. And it's happened to me a few times. And recently I have been writing a book about my life, and with I wasn't even sure what I was writing it about, except the stories that add up to me. And a good friend of mine, Rod Verhoop, that I lived with their family to my senior year in high school after my stepdad kicked me out. And I learned so much about family from living there. And we took a trip up to Skagit Valley back home and spent 4 days up there just getting around, seeing what was and what is, and trip to my mom's grave and different stuff. And on the way back home, I said, a lot of people have been telling me that I should write a book.
Yeah.
Just because of the stories that I've told them over the years, and you ought to write a book. And I thought, I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I said, I can't imagine more than 56 or 57 people that would want to hear my story bad enough to plunk down $10. And he said, it isn't about that, Donnie. And I says, okay. He said, this book is for your grandkids.
Yes.
This is so that, 10, 20, 30 years from now, when they wonder about who that guy was, then they have a story that they can read.
Thanks.
And so I'm sitting in my chair one day, and I'm trying to write the foreword to my book, and this the universe is bombarding me with all these words, and I finally shut off the TV and got a pen and paper out, and I just start writing, which is what you need to do. Don't think about it, just write.
Just do it.
And the words that came out were, I endeavor to live my life with integrity and honor. I endeavor to live my life with conviction for my known truths. I endeavor to live my life with passion for that which inspires me. And I endeavor to live my life with authenticity, because we only get one shot at this life. So I want to live this life for the things I believe in. And I want to be kind and what's the last word? Is it the 74 thing again?
It's okay.
It's okay. Anyway, I had no idea what it meant. And then this is 2 or 3 months later, and I'm sitting down to write the foreword. And I want to dedicate this book to my daughters and my grandkids, where's that pad? And I pick it up and I read it again.
Mhm.
And that's got to be the very next thing that goes there. It's a possible way you could live your lives, kids. And there it is.
Yeah.
And that's what I'd like to leave. That's the impression I'd like to leave on my grandkids, that human decency and conviction for the things that you feel are right
Mhm.
and just and fair is what you should stand by.
Yeah.
And at least that's some form of direction that they may or may not take. And so, what Rod said about being for the grandkids, well, that just cemented it for me. It's just there's something that they can't take from me.
Yeah. Absolutely. Facts.
Oh, and another thing that you may not know about me is that when I was younger, very young, at 5 years old, I started going to dirt car races
Mhm.
up in Skagit Speedway. And I continued going there through high school, and then after high school, I started playing in bands, and I was on the road. And if I came back and had a weekend off, which there wasn't many of them,
Mhm.
I drove from Olympia to Skagit Speedway
Mm.
to see a race, and I got to drive a mechanics race one time,
Oh yeah.
and it was the highest that I've ever been in my life.
Oh yeah.
I didn't win. I got second
Yeah.
by about a half a car, but it sort of validated in my mind that if I would have been born a richer kid or knew somebody that could have provided me the car, I probably could have been really good at that.
Yeah.
And that's something you might not know about me.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Cars, driving cars, huh?
Yeah, sprint cars.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? Man, it's been a good conversation, man.
Yes, it has.
Do you have any questions for me?
Well, when are you coming to sing with me again?
I knew that was. Oh man.
You don't have to answer that.
You know what it is, man. Like,
I know.
when I was in my 20s and 30s, I didn't have a care in the world.
Right. Or obligations.
No obligations.
Right.
No real priorities.
Well, let me just say, when you can, please do, because
Absolutely.
it's always such a pleasure for me, and it just, like I said, you walk through the door, we lock eyes, and you see a big grin on my face because it's
gonna be a good time. We're gonna have a good time.
Well, yeah, it's beyond that. It's the friendship that we've developed,
Absolutely.
and the mutual admiration society
Yes.
between us. Like I treasure the talent that you possess, and I just to be a little part of it in a song is a big deal to me.
Well, I appreciate you for saying that. Bob Ross, shout out to Bob Ross.
Yeah, Bobby.
Yeah, ain't seen him in a while.
Speaking of the book,
Hey,
Bob has written 5 or 6 books already.
wow.
And I'm talking to him about thinking about writing one, and he said, I'll help you any way I can. Now this is a man who is going through cancer, who is getting the chemotherapy and and you know, it just beats the crap out of him. And
Yeah.
while I was doing the recording for the book, he'd bring out the tape player, the microphone, and every Tuesday. And I know for darn sure he didn't feel like being there, but he did it because he said he would help me and he was going to do it.
Yeah.
And I could never thank him enough. And I still haven't got this thing published yet. I don't even know if it's done yet. Every time I think I'm done, I come up with another something that happened and it should be in the book. And so I don't know when I'm going to get it done, but it needs to be finished and published, and that's so important. And it's going to be called "Missed It by That Much."
Interesting.
Hashtag Memoirs of an Old Road Dog. DAW.
That's tight. Hey, shout out to all the amazing people that have been watching us and following along. Shout out to you, Donnie, again for just being you and taking us on a trip that I'm sure none of us ever imagined that we would ever, be a part of. Every week. What are we doing this week? Shoot, you know what we're doing? We're going to see Donnie. They didn't even call it Harvester. We're going to see Donnie. That's what we say.
We're going to sing.
We're going to hang out with Donnie tonight. So thank you for everything.
Man, thank you. This has been, so I go through my paces and I think no more about it than the effort put forth to make each performance everything it can be.
Yeah.
And that's my focus, and that's what, to hear the things you've said and other people have said, it's hard for me to give myself that kind of importance. It's it wasn't intended to draw praise.
Right.
It was intended to just help everybody be everything that they can be. And I didn't expect or want even that the praise for it. I'm the one that's lucky.
Yeah.
I'm the one that ran into enough people with this kind of talent that I get to enjoy. I get to cultivate. I get to grow.
Right.
That's the pleasure.
Take a little bit of all these singers and add them to incorporate into you, and they're taking a little bit from you and incorporating into them. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, it's so anyway. Just it's a wonderful form of validation for my life, such as it is, and I appreciate the kind words you and so many others have offered me, and
Absolutely.
I'm humbled. I'm truly humbled.
Absolutely, man. Well, you deserve all of it. I mean, like I said, you the real MVP, bro. You the real MVP. Like,
no.
Oh man,
I'm the bit player over here.
No, I mean, I think we all can say we appreciate you for who you are.
Thank you, David.
So thanks again. I'm going to be praying for you too, because I know you've been also dealing with some health issues as well. Praying for you as well, Bob Ross.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, doesn't it seem like too many good guys? We've lost too many good guys.
Yeah, it seems like
Some of the greatest
in that kind of
people
year, yeah.
that I've known in my life, and some that I didn't know personally, like Tom Petty. It just,
Mm-hmm.
you know, a lot of famous people have
Absolutely.
died, you know, but none of them affected me like Tom Petty.
Yeah.
I saw him live at the Whiskey A Go Go at ABC Dunhill's record dropping show, and and I reacted like a schoolgirl or something, just right down to the stage, looking up
Yeah.
at Mike Campbell and Tom Petty, and I mean, I'd been this is 1976. I'd been a pro for 7-8 years by then,
Wow.
and you know, working 52 weeks a year. It's 5-6 sets a night, you know, 6 nights a week, and I thought, well, I'm something. And I watched them, and I go, never heard any of these songs but one on the radio up to that point. Every song seemed familiar.
Really?
The first time, which isn't usually the way my mind works. I very seldom do songs get me the first time.
Right.
But over and over again, the whole set. And I told anybody that was around me that these guys are going to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
There was no doubt in my mind. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
here they were at album debut party, and it was already as if they'd been around for 10 years and you'd heard the album 100 times, you know?
Yeah.
And, but then in my personal life, I lost my keyboard player, bass player, and drummer from one band. It's a 5-piece band.
Wow.
There's only me and Richard McGrath, the guitar player, left. And just on and on and on. But so many of the stand-up good guys has the Lord taken, and it always gets me. Well, you know, they say, well, he needed him up there. He needed them there. And I say, well, I needed them here. I just lost my probably my best friend and another drummer that Perry White, lost him to it's I don't know, that this is the part of the life that my dad warned me about. He said he once told me it's a blessing living a long life because everybody dies on you. And I get feeling that way at times. So, but
Well, you still got a bunch of us here that, you know, still appreciate you.
I got to
love
stick
you,
around.
and we'll be your best friends.
I got to stick around for a
We'll
while.
still be here, you know, and hopefully we can keep jamming and, you know, do what we do best,
Yeah.
you know. So I'll come and check you out. Don't worry. I'll be back.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you, man. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and close up shop. Thank you guys so much for being here. Next week, we are going to be at TikTok Stories. We're going to be meeting with a young man named Tez that can sing. So
Tez?
make sure yes, the brother can sing.
Okay.
So y'all check it
You
out
would
next
know.
week, 5 p.m. We'll be hanging out with Tez on TikTok Stories. So without further ado, we are leaving. We are outie.
We
We'll
out.
talk to you guys later. Have a blessed rest of your days and nights, evenings, wherever you are in the world. All right. Peace.